Yo, 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 it's another podcast with your boys Bill, James, and Tig'S. Excellent adventure. This week, episode 24, we're going to talk about...
Clint Capella, Chris Paul, James Harden, Carmelo Anthony, Trevor Ariza, and Luke Amute. The Rockets. What are they?
What are they? What are they to you? Mostly, not most of those players. Some of those players are gone, gone, gone. And we're also going to talk about the NFL briefly, and we're going to tell some stories. This is a very fun, lazy day without Eric Martig. That's right, baby. It's episode 24. Shit, man. I don't know any baseball players anymore. I barely know my own team.
Should get my dad on this.
Yeah, we need
A
Mr.
baseball
Haley
person.
to come out and let it fly. We need Dan Haley.
It'll be a 5-hour show, but
It would. We'd have to make sure he kept it 15 minutes. But he would do that too. He would have like 15 minutes spoken out, written out and shit. That's dope. But nah, we gotta have somebody else who can handle the weed smoke. Ooh, I don't know.
I know some people. Baseball fans are always interested in their own team. I don't know anyone who knows the entire.
Fucking right, exactly. You used to be me. Used to be me. I don't know no more. Can't pay attention to that shit. That's right! That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. It's another fucking podcast!
Woo! Yeah!
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's the number one podcast in all of the nation, the world, and the universe. Put it in your ear, like, and subscribe. Did I say everything? That was pretty quick.
The Galaxy, the number one. Oh yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
It's a-
Hey, it's episode 24, baby. Give yourself a round of applause. You're welcome. Today, I'm happy to be joined with James and not Tig again.
That is Eric's fourth absence. One more, and he goes down a full letter grade.
You know what? He's taken off more days this year than John Oliver. Like, damn. That motherfucker John Oliver don't never work. They whole show, they off every week for something. Mm-hmm. He don't even do stand-up like that. This motherfucker don't work. But anyway, somebody who also doesn't work, but is at work right now, Eric Martig.
We miss you.
We miss you. And everybody who knows Martig, if you see him out, give him a hug. If you see Eric Martig in Los Angeles, California, somewhere around, East Los Angeles, Hollywood-ish area, give him a big old hug.
He's one of the few actors who seems to be enjoying his life.
Yeah.
He always has a
right.
smile on his face.
Right.
He's not bitter about the industry, probably because he's a good actor.
And probably because he doesn't hang out with a whole bunch of actors.
Ah, yes. That is the rub.
He hangs out with a bunch of everybody else.
You gotta branch out. You can't have two
producer friends, director friends, video friends, music friends, and then whoever's in
podcast
the back.
friends.
Podcast friends, yeah. Gotta have your podcast friends. If you don't have a podcast friend, what are you doing with your life in 2018?
Facts.
So what are you doing with your life in 2018? Probably wondering when the fuck is the NFL gonna start back?
Yeah,
That's probably what you're doing.
I'm starving.
Chomping at the bit.
It's July. We're in the dog days of summer. I can't get into baseball. World Cup finals is coming up. I'll probably watch the final, but gosh, I'd rather watch the Browns versus the Ravens on a Sunday morning.
Man, I can't wait. But that's not what we're here for, I guess, today, because we don't really have any NFL news. I mean, the Rams haven't. Nobody's really done anything. The Rams still haven't signed Aaron Donald to a long-term contract. I mean, Le'Veon Bell still hasn't signed a long-term contract.
That's a shame.
I mean, Ben Roethlisberger talked about retiring possibly again. How do you feel about that?
I think it's hogwash.
Hogwash?
This guy's got at least 2 more seasons. and I don't think he has anything on the horizon to go to.
Nah, he's not like out here with a
Uh-oh.
with a different lifestyle or any, like he's not like he's got a different lifestyle. I mean, than,
if he misses
than
one
like Tom
game,
Brady or Aaron Rodgers or something like that.
he's one missed game away from going into just complete obesity. I think he needs the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely needs the NFL to stay in
shape.
Like, he can't get laid if he was a regular human being. Because he's, one, ugly, two, fat as a motherfucker. And I don't think he's really that funny of a guy either. Like, he's not a very funny person, so not much going for the guy. I mean, he is rapey.
Yes, he is.
Maybe all these things make him rapey.
Yeah.
But I do know that he keeps talking about retiring. If I was the Pittsburgh Steelers, I would have already replaced this guy.
Yeah, but there's not many. With who? A draft pick?
I mean, yeah, like I would have drafted somebody
for the future
in line to replace this kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this guy, Ben Roethlisberger, he's kind of ungrateful. You know, he won 2 Super Bowls by the seat of the coattails of fucking defenses that were amazing, Hall of Fame defenses.
And wide receiver play.
And wide receiver play.
I think both.
Because I almost said Charlie Ward, but Hines Ward doesn't get enough credit for that offense and how prolific it was as well.
I think he threw 4 touchdowns that game.
Yeah, that's what I meant by prolific, because
Yeah.
he was out here throwing, catching. They did sweeps with him because he used to be a quarterback.
Oh.
Georgia, pretty sure at Georgia, not Georgia Tech, Georgia. Yeah.
Can you name the 2 teams he beat? The Steelers beat
The Steelers beat
for their latest 2
Super Bowls. Oh yeah, the Seahawks and the Cardinals. Yeah.
Edgerrin James was on that team, I believe.
Yeah, I think he was on that. Yes,
And Kurt Warner.
James was on that team. Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner.
Those are good games,
Kurt
though.
Warner in that game threw for what was before this last Super Bowl was the most yards thrown for in a Super Bowl, period. And Tom Brady broke that record.
Woo!
Woo! Last year.
Gotta love it.
In a loss. Both of them
lost
in their achievement of having the most yards in the history of a game.
Poetic
Super Bowl
irony.
game. The game. But yeah, poetic ending. So, this motherfucker, Ben Roethlisberger, won a Super Bowl by the seat of his pants the first time. Like, they barely really won that game. People who really remember. I know some Seahawks fans is going, yeah, man, fuck that. That motherfucker Ben Roethlisberger crawled into the end zone. Yeah, I feel you. I know. I was rooting for you. Sean Alexander was on that team. Roll Tide. You know what I'm saying? I was rooting for you. But
can you explain whatever happened to Sean Alexander? I feel like he was on his way to be the best running back of all time, and then he got hurt.
Nah, what happens to running back? Well, what happened to that specific running back, Sean Alexander, that year that they went to the Super Bowl, they had offensive lineman. I can't remember his last name. It's like Hainsworth or something like that. White boy, left tackle. Hainsworth,
okay.
something like that. Left tackle, white guy. He was a free agent that year. Had been franchise tagged, I think, the year before that or something like that. Like, very big deal on their offense. And part of the reason that Sean Alexander had all those rushing yards and won the rushing title one year, it was 1 yard away from winning the rushing title the year before.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people don't remember that. Won the MVP of the league one year. The reason that happened was because of that offensive lineman. And the Seahawks, under Mike Holmgren, let him go. And he went to the Vikings. And who did he ended up playing with?
Adrian Peterson.
Exactly. And you saw Adrian Peterson thrive with him for like 3 years, 4 years. And then he ended up playing with Brett Favre's team, I believe. And that. So you saw years of the Vikings ended up having really good offensive line because that guy went there. And then all of a sudden, Sean Alexander's production went down because that offensive line became pedestrian at best. It really went downhill, and Sean Alexander became old. You can't get old and your offensive line become non-existent.
You can do one,
right?
But if both happen, then you're not much of anything.
Right, you're done to the league, and also that was when you got hit a lot different. More physical time, so the running backs didn't last as long as they're starting to last now. But this is kind of a boring topic.
Oh, my bad.
To me, I don't know. Everybody else might be getting educated.
I was
right
curious.
Now. I just felt like I just preached, but I guess I just informed people. I'll put some music behind that where it was very informative music. Yeah, like. I put some Star Wars music.
High production value.
Some Star Trek music. That's what I'll do. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, fuck the... First of all, let me say fuck the Steelers. If you're listening to this podcast and you're a Steelers fan, thank you. But fuck the Steelers. And do you have... What is your number one thing you're looking forward to seeing in the NFL this season?
Tom Brady winning the championship. That's been my prediction ever since the Super Bowl.
Woo.
Other than that, I'm excited to see where Dez Bryant plays and if he has some kind of bounce back. Hey, he still hasn't been signed. Something's got to be said for that.
I don't know. Maybe he won't.
And I'm a Charger fan, so I want to see I think his name is Mike Williams, the wide receiver.
Mike Will made it.
I want to see him work with Phillip Rivers. And I
like Phillip. He's from Alabama.
And I don't think the Raiders are going to be playing in Vegas yet. Or
next year.
That'll be in next summer they'll start.
Yeah, 2019.
Well, then that summer I'll be excited for the Raiders. What are you excited for?
I'm excited to see the New England Patriots have a top 5 defense this season.
All right.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. We don't do nothing but hot takes here. God damn it.
Because their defense was horrible last season.
Horrific. Has been bad since Revis left.
Mm-hmm.
4 years ago now. So I'm going out and making a prediction. They've always been a bend but don't break type of defense from the beginning of Belichick's days. Because sometimes you're not going to be able to stop, these prolific offenses.
Mm-hmm.
But bend but don't break means you're good in the red zone. You're getting interceptions, which they did last year. They got a lot of takeaways. But what they need to do is be getting forced fumbles, and they need to be getting some more hurries on the quarterback, or at least some
pressure,
some complete stoppage of the run, because they couldn't stop anybody's running game last year. So I'm going to predict right now, because one of those reasons that they couldn't do anything last year was because Dante Hightower was hurt all last year, basically, with a torn labrum, played with it a little bit for the first part of the season, and then finally called it quits. So I think he'll come back fully healthy, ready to play.
What about Malcolm Butler?
What about Malcolm Butler?
Is he going to come back?
He's gone, isn't he?
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I think they got rid of him.
Oh, shit.
He's gone.
Shouldn't have went to that party before the Super Bowl.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he did, but he said he hadn't. He said he hasn't been told what he did. I'm like, yo, you know what you did. You know what you did. You could just tell us. Quit bullshitting. You know what you did. You was fucking a bitch in your hotel room. Like something was going on, bro. And it almost has to be something like that, because they're not saying anything.
Yeah. Too embarrassing or something.
Yeah, it's like if we say it, then we're gonna have to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Then y'all gonna want to ask questions. Then y'all be like, "Oh, that's so inappropriate," and it might be best that nobody knows what happens.
They fully disclosed it on Hard Knocks. I remember there was a Rams Hard Knocks, and some guy trying to make it had some girls in his room after curfew hours and having a party, and then they're like, it's one of our rules, so we're gonna have to let you go. And he just held a smile on his face the whole time. He was like, "Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Yeah, that was funny. I remember that. That dude got straight canned. They didn't even they were like, I guess what the players didn't realize at the time was, or at least he didn't, they were chomping at the bit to get rid of anybody at that point in time.
Yeah.
They were like, we got to get rid of
Too
somebody.
many people.
Too many people
Give
here.
us a reason.
We like too many people here. Like, him. He's fucking up. Get him in here. Great. Whew. Thought we was going to have to pay him.
Yeah.
We was definitely going to pay him, too. That's stupid. We was going to pay him. So, I guess that's good. That was a good 15 solid minutes.
There you go, NFL.
Of the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Major League Baseball, I just want to tell you, y'all don't want me to talk about y'all. Because, y'all, let me tell you something. I got a problem with Major League Baseball right now. I haven't watched Major League Baseball in a while because y'all just don't give a fuck. Baseball fans have turned into fucking emojiers and goddamn Instagrammers. All they doing is selfieing and worried about the long ball and the glitz and glam. They're not concerned about the roots of the game. And I'm like, yo, this isn't baseball. This is a home run derby every time I watch a baseball game. So that's why I haven't really been talking about Major League Baseball, because it's hard for me to watch a lot of the games. It's like
Even National League?
Even the National League. If you look at the numbers, strike out or die. Everybody's striking the fuck out. I can't remember what the number was. I don't even want to say it. I think it was like 50 strikeouts a game or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's crazy amount of strikeouts a game. But people are like,
because they're swinging for the fences?
They're swinging for the fences because they've got this analytic out there that tells them that if they hit the ball a percentage of the time going for yard, they're likely to hit it X amount of times than not. But I don't think you can't do these types of analytics with baseball. It's too many games. And then you don't get enough attempts to counteract the slumps.
It's the smallest sample size.
Right.
Yeah.
You're gonna have slumps in baseball. You might go 10 games, 20 games without a home run. You might go 20 games with 2 hits or a game, or 1 hit a game. So who's gonna account for that?
Yeah, all those statistics, it really takes for granted. Like, everything stays the same. The weather's the same. You ate the same thing for breakfast that day. You didn't get in a fight with your wife or anything.
Right. Right. Nobody in your family died.
Yeah.
You didn't get no side woman pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are things baseball players have to worry about. You might have got a stripper pregnant.
Or you might have like some South American gangster going for your family or something.
Right. You don't know. These people deal with a lot of crazy shit. Or you might have a crazy $100,000 weed habit. $100,000 a week weed habit. I don't know. There was a baseball player who died. He was from Vestavia, Alabama, Birmingham. And he got into a car accident. He was a Cardinals pitcher. Got into a car accident, died. You know what they found in the back?
What?
Like 9 pounds of marijuana.
Jeez.
And it was all personal. It's all personal use, baby.
Was he high when he
was drunk. He wasn't even, nobody even knew he had that in the trunk.
Was he making a sale, or is that personal use?
No, that's all personal use. He was just leaving a bar drunk, and that's how he died. He was driving drunk and hit a car that was like off on the side of the road, that it was like had his hazard lights on or whatever. It was off on the side of the road. Ended up killing himself, not injuring anyone else.
Well, don't drive drunk, people.
Baseball players be smoking hella pot, man.
I think it's for pain.
I think it's for pot.
I think it's for boredom.
Yeah, I think it's just because they like smoking weed. I used to be a baseball player, and I used to hang around with a lot of dudes who ended up being like really good. And them dudes all smoked the best weed. I used to be around them all the time. Hey man, what's going on over here, bruh? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, one time I'm gonna talk about Major League Baseball when Eric's here, so we can talk about some rule changes. We're gonna talk about how to make the shit better.
Okay.
We actually like Major League Baseball, guys. We do like baseball, and that's why we're going to try to fix it. You know what I'm saying? I'm reading a book about umpires and shit.
Nice.
Y'all, we're gonna figure this shit out for you, the listener, the viewer. And with that said, it's time for the NBA!
Stolen by Rondo. Cousins for 3.
Oh yeah, he didn't think I was gonna get
I know it's
going octave up on y'all. This is a motherfucking special day.
He's on fire!
It's a special day for me. Kawhi Leonard is still a Spur.
there is.
Oh, he's still strapping up his boots. Still having to dust them off when he gets off his
He's
horse.
heating up!
Still having to saddle up because he's
Still
down.
lassoing his calf over there.
That's right. What you don't know is Kawhi don't want to be in San Antonio no more because he got caught up with a bullfight. That's how he bruised his hip. People like, how did he bruise his hip? Bruise his hip.
He got gored by a bull.
That's right. Flipped him over. He landed on it. Landed on his hip. Still got right up. Tough as nails.
Misdiagnosed by the vet.
Misdiagnosed. They shouldn't have sent it to the vet first. Team vet. No, it's a team vet. Nah, man, I don't know. People are saying Philadelphia is now in play because the doctor he got a second opinion from
Is from Philadelphia or something like that?
is the Philadelphia coach.
Okay.
I mean, Philadelphia team
Trainer.
doctor.
Yeah.
I don't know how the legalities of that works and why that was able to happen like that. I don't know what the fuck that is. But NBA got a lot of shady shit going on right now. I just want to say
Yeah.
a lot of shady shit going on in NBA because I don't even want to hear that LeBron James didn't make his decision until he met with Magic Johnson because the Lakers channel has a video with LeBron James going right now. It was like they might be still playing it over and over and over on Spectrum.
A LeBron James video?
There's a video of LeBron James like talking to the fans, like
Oh.
being asked questions and shit, and I'm like looking right at it, and I didn't get to listen to it because I was at a sports bar watching it. But how about there's a Cavaliers logo in the background, and there's a Cavaliers court in the background.
Oh, shoot.
I'm like, oh no, all of this took place in Cleveland while he was in Cleveland.
Yeah.
So why is all of this Cavaliers shit there? Why is because he made these decisions. All this video promo shit has already been cut for the Lakers
yeah.
before he's signed anything, before
that's
he's talked to
hilarious.
anybody. I want the people to be informed. That's why I watch all
That's a
this
knife in the
bullshit.
back for the Cavs.
Knife in the back. The only people who have to know something like that is like people who are listening to this podcast, you, me. Like and the Cavs organization.
Yeah.
Those are
They're
only
like,
people.
why is this motherfucker using our court to film this promo?
Well,
right
it was
now?
like in a room, and you could see like a picture of the Cavaliers court.
Oh, okay.
and you could see like another, like no, it was like on a TV screen. Like,
Oh.
I was like, what the fuck is going on? Why is he in Cleveland? Obviously in Cleveland, talking about the Lakers. He supposedly hasn't been in Cleveland since he signed with the Lakers or decided to be with the Lakers. So
I think I know how they legally or by the rules were able to go under the surface. Maybe not by the rules. So Kentavious Caldwell-Pope has the same agent as LeBron, and when he was over here on a $18 million deal, shoot, they can talk to his agent because he's on the Lakers.
Which
now,
is
if they have a conversation about LeBron in the same time in the same room, shoot, I guess I don't know. Is that allowed? Probably
Well,
not. But you're allowed to talk to the
What people
agent.
don't understand is that's exactly why Magic
Signed.
traded for and then signed Octavius Caldwell-Pope. Like that's
You got to
That's
get
the
your
whole
foot in the
reason.
door.
That's the whole reason. It's like there's collusion in the NBA beyond collusion, man. Like there is so much tampering and collusion taking place. People don't even realize it. Like, and for Ty Lue to get on national television and say, or radio and say, I'm shocked that LeBron went to the Lakers.
Shocked.
Shut up. Shut up, Ty Lue. Because you knew. How are you shocked? How are you the only motherfucker ain't heard that he was going to the Lakers all year? Now, I'm the only motherfucker who was saying he wasn't going to the Lakers. But damn, I wasn't shocked. Shocked is the wrong word, I think.
Yeah. I mean, everyone was. I mean, I can't take credit for it. I mean, so many people were guessing Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, the first person to say Lakers, who was it? LeVar Ball.
Oh, yeah.
LeVar Ball was the first person to say something, and then which tells me somebody told him that at the Lakers organization, and then he let it out.
They were like, "Hey, don't say anything," and then he said, "I'm saying something."
Right? Yeah, he was like, "Oh, y'all know LeBron gonna come here and mess with my boy." He's just like, Magic's just like, "Why did you do that? You can't be talked to." I bet you that's the real reason he lost his press rights at the games.
Did you see his? So he has this. Obviously, his LeVar Ball.
LeVar Ball.
Big
Never
baller,
lost.
big baller brand.
Big baller brand.
Is the sponsor for the JBL League, the Junior Basketball League. And JBL put out a press release saying, quote, or paraphrasing, when Leandro Ball was surprisingly not drafted by any team, he decided to put on a show for all these teams that didn't want to draft him, and signing up for the JBL League.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
For the Los Angeles Ballers.
Oh. He's going to be in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
How convenient.
The other LA team.
Do they have a place where they're going to play yet?
So I don't know too much about the JBL. What I do know is all the team names are called Ballers. The cities are just different. So it's the Los Angeles Ballers versus the Chicago Ballers. And then the next day, the Chicago Ballers will play the Dallas Ballers.
There couldn't be nothing more creative like the
Seriously.
The Los Angeles Bad Ballers, the Chicago Killer Ballers.
Yeah, like the Big Three did. They all the Ice Cube's Big Three League, they all have like different names, but they're all like play on three.
Something.
Have a play on the word three.
Something. They're all on something.
It's pretty embarrassing. It's pretty much.
It's pretty fucking bad. This is bad. But then they got another league that's coming out, right?
What?
Another league for the NBA, like another.
Oh, the G League.
I was like, I thought I heard something about. Maybe that's just the NFL. The NFL has 2 leagues that are coming out that are going to compete with them now.
Real? Oh, the XFL.
The XFL, and then man, I cannot remember his name right now for the life of me. But the former GM for the Indianapolis Colts, while long time GM, while Peyton was there, before Peyton was there. Anyway,
Coming up with the league.
he is supposed to be coming up with his own league through some better, more official channels than the XFL, or at least that's what NFL experts are saying.
Wow.
Well, we're not for the NFL. We're finished with them. You know what I'm saying? We're done with them. But, yeah, man, the NBA didn't want LiAngelo. They stuck with LeVar.
Yeah, but I think the Lakers are not having a hard time with LeVar Ball because they're the only teams who granted LiAngelo a workout. It's like, look, we won't embarrass your kid. We'll give him a workout. We'll say some nice things.
The Warriors gave him a workout, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he got a couple of workouts. He's just not a draftable player right now.
I think he's 10 years too late to the league. I think he could have been.
He could play in this league. He's just 3 years too early.
It's too early.
He's a 4-year player in the, you know what I'm saying? He's a 4-year college player who could get drafted in the NBA. You know,
because the main thing is that he doesn't have lateral quickness.
Yeah, neither does like Grayson Allen or a lot of these people. Like, you gotta have like, if you can get the 4 years in, then you can show other things in your game that can get you on the court, like being able to play good defense, being a good rebounder. These are things that they haven't been able to see, like, because they haven't seen them against what NBA talent. So it's like, okay, you got 20 rebounds in a game against some Lithuanian middle schoolers. But what do you do against grown men?
Yeah.
So
we'll see if this JBL league pays off. If it's an actual building block for NBA talent.
If it has NBA talent, then and he does well, it will look good. But if it's just the Lithuanian league in America, come on, man. Yeah, that's not gonna work. That's just they were playing against middle schoolers a lot of times.
Yeah,
middle school age. They don't have middle school, I guess.
Ricky Rubio's,
baby Ricky Rubio,
who was playing when he was 13.
Yeah, some baby Tony Poicar. So speaking of Tony, he's no longer a Spur.
That's a shame.
Kawhi is still a Spur.
Interesting.
One of the guys that he had a problem with, number one guy he had a problem with,
out of there.
Fucking out of here. He's a Charlotte Hornet.
That's
how does it feel to be a Charlotte Hornet?
How do you feel? What is Charlotte doing this for?
I don't know. Jordan was doing really good. He was doing really good.
He got rid of Dwight Howard.
Got rid of Dwight. Drafted some kid really talented.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, he's talented.
And then he
signs Tony Parker to back up
Kemba Walker.
I'm assuming that's got to be what it is. Like, I'm going to get somebody who can back up Kemba. Please, Jordan. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, sir, please don't trade Kemba Walker in light of this new news that you've got Tony Parker, a guy who's been in the league for like 17 years.
I have a finals MVP on my team. We don't need Kemba no more.
Please don't do it. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Like, hold on. Eric sent me a text message. But yeah, I'm just disappointed.
Do you think Dwight Howard's going to do well on the Wizards?
Do I think Dwight Howard's going to do well on the Wizards? Yeah, I think he can thrive on the Wizards. Because, hold on. Rockets offer to Clint Capella on July 1 was 5 years, $85 million. Two individuals with knowledge of the offer said...
You blind ass.
Yeah, I'm blind. With incentives, the deal could be worth $90 million.
Oh,
Rockets remain optimistic. Sides of a deal will be reached. Absolutely, one of the individuals said.
See that?
But if they offered it to him July 1st and it's July the 10th, and he still hasn't accepted it, that means somebody else is offering something similar.
No, I think no one's offering anything anywhere close, and he's just like, I got to be worth more than this. If he would have
already signed if nobody else was offering it.
I'm saying he wants more from the Rockets.
I think he got offered the exact same, wants to stay with the Rockets, and he wants them to give him more.
I agree.
He wants to be maxed out.
I agree, because if what the fuck is that guy's name? The guy who won the dunk, Zach LaVine, just got 4 years, $80 million.
And he didn't even
and he's
play
awful.
last year.
Yeah, he played 20 games last year.
Broke leg though. So, but I'm
Clint
just saying,
Capella didn't.
Right? No, I agree.
Uh-huh.
I agree. I'm just saying I don't think Zach LaVine is not worthy of his money. I just think that Clint Capella is worthy of more money.
True. But
his team should, as his agent and his team should.
I mean, if they're giving Chris Paul $40 million a year at the later stages of his life,
right?
You got to throw Clint Capella a bone.
And I don't think and the fact that they just got rid of Trevor Ariza, and Mbah a Moute.
Yeah, that team is different.
You got the money now.
They need some defense.
You got the money now.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you don't have the money, because it's right there. I just saw you get rid of at least $28 million worth of cap room. So let's go ahead and give me some money.
I don't know if the Rockets team is going to be as good as they were last year.
They're already not.
Yeah.
Without Clint Capella, I mean, without Clint Capella, they will definitely not be making it. I don't even think they make the playoffs without Clint Capella. But without Tucker, possibly lose Tucker, because if they do some kind of trade to get Kawhi or Carmelo, which it seems like they desperately
really want Melo for
Carmelo,
some reason.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Melo is not bad. He's not a bad player. I know we're not supposed to talk about Carmelo, but he was actually in the news. He's making news, so we have to talk about him now.
Would he do better on the Rockets than he did?
I think so.
Okay.
Because he would have to come off the bench.
Okay.
And then I think
he has to start now. They lost their small forwards.
Well, they'll get somebody else.
Okay.
I just don't think he's a good starter in this league. But never mind the fact maybe you don't think he's a good starter, fan. He averaged 16 points last year. And if you look, I know that doesn't sound like a lot. Go look and see who else averaged 16 points last year. And get back to me. Because it's very, very short list. And the ones who did, you're like, oh, I thought he averaged more than that. Like, yeah, no. Sometimes, being a star doesn't exactly mean that you scoring 30 points a game. And you don't have to be a star. You can just be a serviceable human being on the court and give me 16 points. I'll tell you what, Rick Fox, people would say he was a very important part, at least of the first 2 championships of the Lakers.
He was the defensive stopper.
Averaged probably about 12 points a game.
No, 8 maybe.
Well, in the playoffs, he was averaging about 12 points a game because they shortened the roster or whatever. The dude is like 12 points a game? If you're giving me 12 points a game, hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Because you are nobody over there.
Yeah.
I don't need you to be the star. I need you to be the guy who can consistently give me buckets.
Yeah, because he was the third best player. So was supposed to be the third best player on the Thunder. If he's on the Rockets, he'll be the fourth best player because you got Chris Paul, Harden, and Capella.
Right.
Yeah, I could see him thriving as a fourth best player.
And see, to me, it's Billy Donovan that didn't say, hey, we need you to be the fourth best player on this team. And Steven Adams is our third. He's our guy. We even, maybe even say he's your 2. You're paying him $25 million a year. Mm-hmm. You might as well call him your 2. I mean, shit. But he needs more touches, though. And in that offense with
everybody
Melo.
Eats.
With Melo.
Yeah.
And, then everybody would have ate. And Melo still could have averaged 16 points. I think Melo got fatter in last year's season. And by the playoffs, he was out of shape.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't playing, so. No, I was saying in Houston, though, everybody eats. That ball moves around, and I think they just straight up have more possessions than a lot of other teams by a lot.
If he buys into the offense.
I hope he does.
Because he's a ball stopper. But he bought into Oklahoma City's offense. He just didn't make shots.
He just couldn't make shots.
And was out of shape. Because all his shots were wide open shots.
But they missed.
They was just in the playoffs. We must remind you people that we're talking about the playoffs.
He Lonzo balled him.
He did. In the playoffs. Averaged 12 points a game or something, like 9 points a game or something like that in the playoffs. Bad. Terrible.
Can I ask you a Laker question?
Calling me. Thanks for that.
Oh, do you need to answer that?
Eric? Hell no.
Do you think LeBron James is going to make Luke Walton his hand puppet?
No. I think that him and Luke Walton will have a good relationship. I think they already have a good relationship. They know each other. My
worry is that they were in the same draft. Mm-hmm. Obviously, LeBron picked number 1. Mm-hmm. Luke was picked either late first or early second.
Right.
Luke Walton is about...
he was picked in the first round because that's why he used to get so much shit in the league because they used to say he was only picked in the first round because of who his dad is.
Yeah. So I can see a scenario where in a tough situation, LeBron James is going to be like, what the fuck do you know? I'm still playing in this league. You couldn't make it. I'm going to do my thing.
That's true, but people are forgetting. Nobody gives Luke Walton credit. Luke Walton is like a basketball savant as well.
He's the one who got that streak for the Warriors.
He is.
Before Kerr got back from his back injury.
Right. And he's also he's grown up with basketball. He's seen more basketball than the average human being. Not to mention the average NBA player. Even the average NBA star. And he's been around a lot of talent.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't believe that they're going to have a lot of button heads. I don't think they'll have any butting of heads. Those two guys being close in age and being that the locker room is so far away from their age, they'll have more of a bond than anything, I believe, because there's not a lot of people to understand what's going on. Those two will probably be more in charge than anything. You'll have LeBron basically being assistant coach LeBron, which a lot of people hadn't pointed this out. Nobody's pointed this out, but that might be one of the other reasons that he chose to go to the Lakers.
Young coach?
He wants to learn how to coach.
Oh. And you know who Luke Walton learned to coach from?
Right. He learned from Phil.
And Steve Kerr.
And he was before he was with Steve Kerr, he was on the Lakers D League.
Oh yeah, the Defenders or whatever.
Yeah. So I mean, like, he's learned from some really good coaches. He's a really good coach. He's really a great offensive minded coach, defensive schemes coach. He knows his shit. So him and LeBron are gonna get together and powwow a lot. I think LeBron's on the back end of his career thinking about what he wants to do for the rest of his career. And I think he would coach a team to be like to get his foot in as a GM and then eventually become an owner of the team.
Well, my mind is settled then. As a Laker fan.
Well, I'm glad I've eased your mind. You know what I'm saying?
You know, us Laker fans have really, we're struggling.
So what do you think about the Laker fans that devastated the memorial that they made for LeBron James? They
fucking
desecrated it.
Assholes. All right.
I mean,
well, first of all, let me say this. I truly hate Laker fans. Laker fans are delusional. There's no talking basketball to a Laker fan unless you're hyping a player that's currently on the Los Angeles Lakers or one of the 7, retired jerseys that they have.
I hate to say facts.
No, it's true. I really can't stand.
But that's a fact, man.
I think it's if it's not Kobe, it's nothing. Jordan is nothing compared to Kobe. That just doesn't make any sense. But I believe the what you're referencing is there's a Kobe mural out there. I believe in Hollywood.
Yeah, I think it's in Hollywood.
And they put a LeBron face on it. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't even played one game for the Lakers. Let's make him earn his keep. Like when the Clippers got Chris Paul, they were like, "Oh my God, Chris Paul is already the best Clipper of all time." It's like, no.
City.
Lob City, yeah.
Somebody happened to catch. That was the beginning of camera phones.
Yep. Yeah.
Motherfuckers caught.
Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan. Lob City.
It's gonna be Lob City. It's gonna be Lob. Little did they know they was gonna hate that little motherfucker.
Yeah, they
hated him.
They're like, man, all these lobs are great, but man, we can't get out of the second round of the playoffs.
He's an asshole.
So yeah, and now Chris Paul is gone. I'm assuming they're not gonna retire his jersey. He didn't really win. He didn't win an MVP or anything like that.
He's the Cuttino Mobley of the Clippers.
Yeah, Cuttino Mobley
was really good.
Yeah,
really good. Made it to the playoffs. They made it. They won a playoff series.
Mm-hmm. Sam Cassell, Corey Maggette.
But there ain't no statues outside of
no.
Cuttino Mobley. Big
so before we go ahead and forget Kobe Bryant, let's let LeBron earn his name amongst the Laker greats.
That's right, Laker fans. Have some goddamn respect. Remember where you goddamn came from. You got 17 NBA championships.
That's the Celtics. We have 15. Or we have 16 and the Celtics have 18, I think.
You got 17. Well, anyway.
I'm pretty sure we have 16, yeah.
If you got 16... You got 16.
Yeah.
You need to fucking chill the fuck out.
And Kobe responsible for at least 2 of those.
Well, Kobe is responsible for 5 because he played on 5 because he got 5.
Exactly.
So you got to calm the fuck down, people. Calm down. Calm down. Because you know what? People want to, you know what? I'll even say this. If you say that he's responsible for only 2, Kobe Bryant.
I said at least 2.
I'm saying if people will say that, then I would say you got to give him at least 3. Because one of those, the MVP, shouldn't have gone to Shaquille O'Neal. It only went to him because there was nobody down there, and that was against the Indiana Pacers. That finals.
See, but in that final, Shaq went out with injury, and Kobe took over.
And that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
And actually, I'll give you one up on that. Kobe went down with an injury and came back and still played phenomenal. And when Shaq went down, he played phenomenal, carried him. Boom, they won.
Yeah.
I mean, don't forget, people. We trying to help y'all, man. Y'all obviously been
just
hyped.
YouTube Kobe highlights on YouTube every now and then, just to
That's the
remember.
problem, I think people have been YouTubing Kobe highlights all the past 2 years, and so they
Nothing new.
Right? They're like, oh, I just wish something would happen. Why do we still suck? Damn. And that's all they can really do. And now they just got like a shot of B12 in their ass, and they're like, oh, LeBron James.
Kobe who?
Kobe who? I love LeBron James. Like, man, Kobe Altman? No, we got LeBron James. It wasn't a trade. Kobe Altman. No. Like, no. You know, shout out to Chris Broussard. He's called Kobe Altman out today and said yesterday and said he would have been the first one to call Wojnarowski and tell him that LeBron James was going to the Lakers, and he had told the team first. I was like, damn. That was dry snitching right there. That was like something that you usually, you know, professionally speaking, you usually don't do that. Broussard's not he's not a foot puppet no more. He's not a foot soldier.
He's on his own.
He's out there. He's a columnist now. He's an opinionist now.
Nice.
So you don't have to worry about nobody calling him like later, like, motherfucker, I ain't never gonna tell you nothing ever again.
You mentioned Cuttino Mobley.
Big cat.
He's on one of the teams in the Big Three.
Big 3, baby.
And
we need to talk more about the Big 3.
It's a good show. It's a good game, and they got some good players.
Yeah, next week we're gonna talk more about the Big 3. We gotta watch the Big 3 game.
So
I want to go to one here.
Are they in LA?
Yeah, they got a team here in LA.
Okay.
I just want to go to one.
What's his name?
Mike
Rappaport.
Mike Rappaport
is the sideline reporter.
Yes,
and he's awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah. And he tried to interview Cuttino Mobley and like bring him, you know, promoting the league, making the league somewhat interesting to watch. It's only the second season, and Cuttino Mobley like, hey man, choose someone else. Choose someone. I'm trying to be serious. I'm getting ready for the game. And Mike Rappaport is like, you know, has a job to do. The camera's on. He's trying to fill this airtime. Finally just brushes him off and has to go to another player. But I was like, dude, Cuttino Mobley, you're 45 years old. You're the only player out there with gray hair. We're trying to hype this up for you so you have a job. Give Mike Rappaport a quote. Just say, hey, both teams played hard and blah, 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 blah. Gonna have a good game tonight. That's all you need to do.
Maybe he actually had to take a shit. And he was trying to like dip off.
He's like, hey, I gotta go.
Right.
I got
like,
to go
away.
right now.
Hey, you go away. Hey, you go away so I can go over here. Hey, go away. All right. Okay, but go away because I got to take a shit. Like, but you know, if that is true, if what I say is true, he should have just said this. He should have said such.
Yeah, and it would have been hilarious, and the league the league would have grown 10% in popularity in one night.
People would have been tweeting Cuttino shit.
Yeah,
big cat shit.
Litter box.
Yeah, the big litter box. You know what I'm saying? He would have all kinds of tweets and hashtags would have took place. But you're right, man. You got to promote your league, man. You got to promote your league. Unfortunately, there's too many people trying to promote shit out here in the world.
Yep.
And that, to me, I'm gonna do this every week now until somebody talks about it on national television. And it is Kawhi Leonard's uncle. He's just too interested in the promotion and the
glitz and glamour
glitz and glam, and now flippy flopping on his position on whether they will just go to the Lakers. I even heard rumors this morning that even Toronto may be in the conversation.
Really?
I was like, I said that 2 weeks ago as a punishment. Like, you send him there, it's like a fuck you. Like,
like,
oh, you want to go to
enjoy
Los Angeles?
Canada.
I'm sending your ass to Canada.
Another country.
Because you know what the Kawhi Leonard's team said?
Huh.
They said they won't go to anywhere in the country except Los Angeles, California. Well, Toronto ain't in this country, motherfucker. You take your ass to Toronto.
That would be hilarious.
Send him to the wall. Send him to the wall. Let him do his days up there.
Canadian Wolves.
He can, take him up there. Let him be with the crows. Watch the wall.
You should be in Game of Thrones.
I should be the second black character ever. No, third black character ever allowed to be on the show Game of Thrones.
The black people they have are great on that show.
Great. And the brown people.
Yeah.
Let's shout out to all the brown people that be on. There's a lot more brown people on there. No fact. No, look, first of all, I'm gonna just divert right now. The end of this podcast is gonna be weird, people. Why aren't there more brown people on Game of Thrones? 2 reasons, I think. 2 reasons. Because they got a lot. The Dornish are all supposed to be brown people. They're all brown people. But they never go there, really. Never go there. We know for a fact that the Game of Thrones writers are racist. We know that for a fact. People are like, what? How you know that for a fact? Well, they're writing a show about if the Civil War had gone the opposite way. If the Civil War was won by the South.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be placed in present day. And I'm like, why the fuck do we need that story? Why is that an interesting story?
Is that really coming out?
Oh, yeah, that's really coming out on HBO. HBO's really greenlit that story, really written by the 2 guys who write for Game of Thrones.
They might as well say, what if the Nazis won?
Right. Let's do it. That's what's going to be next.
Yeah.
This is what this is what the can of worms that we're opening up. Yes.
Jeez.
Yes. I'm so glad you said that. Well, what if the Nazis won? Well, yes. This is the can of worms we're asking to be served up to us. This is the kind of shit we're going to. Well, what if England won the revolution?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? What if Canada, when they burned the White House, had stayed? Mm-hmm. Like, what the fuck? I don't know why. What if I fucking chopped my dick off right now and threw it out the window? Would I get my deposit back? Do you think? You think I can still get deposit on this place back?
Yeah, that show is gonna be gonna have a lot of graphic, violent,
Probably
scenes.
some rape.
Yeah,
Definitely some rape. Some rape of black women.
like lynchings.
People of color. Lynchings. Picnics. Oh, picnic is a thing that was created called Pick a Nigga Day. And motherfucking white folks used to eat and hang black people from trees and eat while they was dying. Life was kicking out of their bodies.
That's why you call it a cookout or a barbecue.
So, yeah, motherfucker. Don't come
Enjoy that while you're having your sandwich on the grass.
Don't fucking come to me with no picnic. I'll shoot you in your goddamn face. No, I'm joking. I don't shoot people. But don't ask me to go to any picnics. And the other reason that the show is racist is because I think George R. Martin might be racist. And, well, at least he might be a serial killer, and all serial killers are racist. This is a fact. All of them have some deep, serious racist issues.
Yeah, whenever they release their manifest, there's a whole lot of N-words.
Yeah, for no reason.
And like faggot and blah,
Yeah,
blah,
like,
blah.
I'll just go ahead and cover all of them for you so you don't have to say it. This is a whole bunch of niggers and faggots and spicks and chinks and fucking gooks and wetbacks and goddamn zipper heads and all this shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, goddamn, you overachieving ass. You got a dictionary of racist
I know,
shit?
it's like, man, you really hit the lotto coming out the way you did. You hate everyone except you.
Man, I'm surprised you didn't kill yourself a long time ago. Goddamn. So, yeah, it's really crazy, that serial killer. But, why do I say that George R. Martin is a serial killer? Because he's like so detailed and so weird. He's fucking obviously got
Planning out everything.
Yeah. And look at him. Go like right now, everybody. Just go Google
Those
George R. R.
eyes.
Martin and look at his face. He's a crazy looking motherfucker.
He looks like a mad scientist.
Yeah, he looks like a guy who thinks he's a mad scientist.
Or a cult leader.
Yeah. He looks like a cult leader that like the checks bounced or some shit like.
And he needs more followers.
Right.
Quick.
Yeah, I've never seen an artist like a Arthur look as terrible as he always looks when he's like on television. But anyway, that's all I had to harp
That's all I got.
I just had to harp on that because, you know, we was talking about George R. R. Martin earlier today, and I was just like, man, that dude is kind of fucking weird, man. He's kind of maybe a psycho killer. Somebody look into this guy, man. I think he might be chopping people up.
Look in his walls or something.
Yeah, because ain't going to be no Me Too for him because all the bitches are dead. So look in his walls and underneath some castle that he owns out in England somewhere. I bet you he owns some shit. Isn't he from New Jersey or some shit?
And a lot of serial killers come from New Jersey.
Okay, I don't even know if that's true, but
No,
I
it's
believe
not.
you.
It's not. It's not.
I believe you. I believe it. Shout out to Jersey.
Yeah, we like New Jersey.
I don't know if we got any listeners in New Jersey, but we will after this. I'm gonna call somebody up. We got a listener
at the
from
old
Jersey.
Barclays Center.
We got a listener from Jersey, so you know how.
Write and subscribe, comment and subscribe, and we'll send you a 40 ounce.
If you are from New Jersey and you listen to this podcast, if you subscribe, like, and then comment on this podcast, I will send you a plane ticket to New Jersey. Get the fuck out of here. You know, so that's it. That's all we got. It's episode 23, baby. We love you. Go
24, 24.
Oh, yeah. Wait. Yeah, this is episode 24. This is episode 24,
This is our
guys.
Kobe episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're the fuck out of here.
Peace.
It just clicked in my mind that if you just run through somebody's face, a lot of people ain't gonna be able to take that over and 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 over again. They're just not gonna want that.
Think there's a deeper metaphor there?
Run through a motherfucker face. Then you don't have to worry about it.
They shot my baby down. 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 Jade M15 started yesterday. But us as Americans, too busy being entertained by the sports and movies and the scandals, now they even care. All this is a genesis, the martial law everywhere. Population control now administered by police. Mothers going to the morgue late at night and staring sheets as their sons are laying under. Officers get suspended or rewarded. Yep, the suits never ended, you can't ignore it. Our government strip us now of the privacy and the freedoms. In the city, get angels, the popo viewed as the demons. And the officers are running around, racist and strapped. Psychologically trained to shoot you right in your back. If you black, oh, is that right? Still bumping pigs when they walking up with the flashlight. And every time they gonna tell me, turn that shit off.